Hi-ho fiddly-dee. I've got me brew. It's day 2. Triumph Speed Triple 955i service. Right. Oh, sippage. Let's get this bike uncovered. Whoa. That will be needed very shortly. Oh shit, wrong way. Because the weather isn't brilliant, and it kept me from doing what I'm supposed to be doing yesterday pretty much totally, which is a right pain in the backside. Anyway, I need to dispose of the oil, which was looking pretty bloody nasty. Look at that, it rained that hard, it got through the cover and into the oil, so we have a bit of water going on there, but that is nasty, isn't it? That is also quite a flipping lot. Okay, I do need to top this up. Now it's all cold, first thing in the morning, let's lean the bike over and see how we are with that oil level. Yeah, it's not showing a great deal at all, is it? Right, that's cool. I shall top up now with what's left in the canister, wherever it is, and then we will drain the rad fluid, flush through my cuckoo, and yeah, we'll reinstate the new stuff. Mr. Allen. No, it's not, it's Mr. Smith and Allen. We'll get that in there, then we can attempt to take off parts and do the 3 sparky pluggies. Hopefully we'll get this bike done today and sounding a lot better than what it was. Right, onwards and upwards. Okay, well, oil is topped up, and when the bike comes over it is up to the mark, and that's all I've got left out of 4 litres. So we'll Google it in a minute and drop the literage that is supposed to be down next somewhere. Probably here. I don't know. Right, there's the bike. I've had to take off the rear cowling because I need to do the brake fluid, the rear brake fluid, so that was all covered. So access is mainstream, isn't it? Now, when I undid these 2 bolts hither and took the piece of fairing thither, I then came back and there was a piece still floating around here. Now that piece is this piece, and I've inverted this, as you can see. That piece needs to go on that piece. So whilst I'm picking my nose doing the water, I am going to araldite this onto there. So bear with whilst I mix up a little bit, drizzle it around the edge and whack it on, and then we can get on with the water change. These little tiny little niggles, but if I put them right as I go, it's all good, isn't it? Right, I've moved the bike away from the fence so I can get access. I have my container. It used to have the oil in it, now that's responsibly in there. Right, here is the bottom hose, basically. It's the lowest point of the cooling system. That is the water pump. So there is the pipe coming out from the water jacket around the engine, down into the pump. It's pumping it around, pumps it back up to the rad, and it goes through the cooling process therein. Right, now, I've had a quick... Before I undo this screw, okay, there's a lot of alarm bells ringing. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. Can you hear that? That is absolutely horrible. I've never heard anything like that before. Now, I've got a really horrible feeling. It's It's either lime, rust, or a combination of the two. It's not good. Someone's just put water in there, and oh my god, look at this top. Have a listen to this as well. Oh my days. I am going to get so much. Oh dear, this is going to come out in frickin' lumps, isn't it? Because it doesn't have a main stand on it, which is a big. The water is going to want to go this way very fast, so I'm going to need to undo that and get it into there as soon as possible. What I'm going to do now, I've just found out this, all this Captain Crunch going on there. I'm going to take all these little pieces off, and I'm going to get to every single hose that I can, and I'm going to have to crunch it so this stuff goes out. The job just gets longer and longer, but it has to be done because it's not right. That's what servicing your bike is all about. If Gary hadn't bought this bike in for service, he would have ridden this around and it would have overheated and God knows what. Now I'm dreading to think what that flipping radiator core is like, the inside of the radiator, down those veins. Anyway, you stop being a downer, crack on, have a bit of a smoke, chill, not that kind of a smoke, you idiots, and yeah, let's just get on and see what comes out of that pipe. Answers on a postcard, please. Rust, sort of that sort of lime scaly, or a combination of the two. So it's your three options. Vote now. Right, excellent. Okay, just write down a piece of paper because we'll be finding out very shortly. This is a horror. Right, I've gone around the pipes as best I can. There's no point in taking that off because that's just covering the radiator. Let's just get into this straight away and just take it on the chin, I reckon. So I've loosened off the Jubilee clamp. See, that bulgy hump isn't brilliant. I'm hoping that the hoses are going to be serviceable, because then you're going to start getting into all different territories. Oh god. Ooh. See that coming out there? Oh my days. Giggity goo. Right, I'm going to need to put something here just in case we get. Okay, well I've just gone and gotten the Mrs. Growler rag. Don't spit your coffee out. Right, let's have this pipe off and see what happens. What the chuffing heck? Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, flipping no. I don't really want to let go. Oh, that's alright. Get some light on. Let's take the rad cap off. Have you ever seen anything that freaking nasty in a bike? Do you know, I can't wait to see the spark plugs. I'm amazed the flipping thing's running. That is horrible. Proper horrible. Now where the hell has all that rust come from? Well, that's alloy, so it won't be there. What part of that engine is steel? That could be all sorts of shit, couldn't it? Fuck's sake, fuck's sake. I'm still getting crunchiness. I'm wondering whether that crunchiness is just the plastic. The rubber, sorry. It's still crunching that. So, I mean, is that the inside of the hose itself? Oh, madam. Quick blast. Quick finger blast. Let's have a... It's still making that horrible crunchy noise. So that's just saying to me... Oh, that's horrible. Oh, dear. I'm going to take this pipe, undo that clamp there, and just take this pipe right off, and we can give it a good inspection inside, because that isn't good. There's actually bits of iron in there. Okay guys, right. Well, there's my mulligatawny soup for lunch. I don't know. Onwards and upwards. Right, that's shocking, isn't it? Okay. Hi people in Wales, I love you all. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually just going to run a load of water. I've reconnected the bottom hose. I'm going to run a load of water into the system, and I'm going to pop the cap on, run it up a little bit. That is very hot water, and it has a spoonful of bicarbonate, just one spoonful of bicarbonate of soda, which should tickle and fettle and energize all the nastiness out the bottom. I'm going to run 2 or 3 of those through there. I'm not going to bring the engine up to temperature because I'm going to tap the radiator very gently with a mallet and see if we have any lumps coming out at the bottom. Right, let's get some water in there. Still going. Yeah, don't forget to cover your tank, or your customer's tank. That feels like there's a pile right here. Oh my goodness, literally feels like there's like just a load of grit in there. Now I'm squeezing these hoses to try and get the air out of the system. Right, let's stop bubbling. Let's put a bit more in. Gordon is a mooring. Right, that's pretty much there. Has the water drained out of the header tank? No, it hasn't, so I'm going to need to address that as well. We've got the flow and return to the header, so I'm going to need to get that out. I think where is there's got to be a drain in there somewhere, isn't there? Or just trace these hoses along and see where they come to. Let's have a look. We got one here. Oh, that's the overflow drain, so that goes straight down to atmosphere. And one of these hoses must go straight to there from the top of the neck. And there it is. So, if I no, it's a crimp clip. It's a shame, because if that was any other clip, I could have undone that, put the lid on, put my hand over it, and blown down it, and air would have forced the water through there, probably. I've seen Blue Peter, I know how it works. Okay, well that is almost full. Let's put another little droplet in there. You can hear that. That's it. That is your lot, Charlotte. So we'll whack that on there. We'll put the cap back on. I'm just going to fire her over a bit whilst tapping and slapping everything, and we'll give it a couple of minutes and we'll drain it. Ah, the peace and quiet and tranquility of Mother Nature. Now the beast is turned off. Okay, now I had that last little clip there I showed you. I was topping up and topping up and topping up, squeezing the hoses, purging out all that air, because that is the highest point of your water system. So the air will come up to this point eventually, after the water pump's thrown the water back through the galleys and the radiator and everything, and expelled that air. Hence, I had to keep it off for at least 2 or 3 minutes and keep topping up, because it kept dropping down as the air bubbled out. In, out, shake it all about. Okay, it was up to temperature. I'm going to let that sit now. I am not going to do a Del Boy and take that pressure cap off of there for a good 30 seconds. I'm going to have another brew, just chill out a bit, do some cleaning up, and go from there. I need to purge that. Oh, we've got air bubbles coming up in there, so that means one of these is pumping water back into the system. Right, where's the minimum and maximum? What's that say down in there? That says min. So minimum of there. I don't know where the max line is, to be fair. Let's see if it says around this side. No, nothing really. But oh, beg your pardon, max there. So min at the bottom, max there. Stupid boy, easy. And now we have some more of that rustic coloured caramel. Is a good word to describe what's in there. That is awful, isn't it? Okay, well I might just unclip these pipes and unclip or unplug that pipe and see if I can jiggly pokery this out. You're all laughing, saying no, you need to drop the rear gardolator, which is only 2 M8 bolts. To drop this bit down, you should be able to wriggle that out of there and just tip that out into that bucket, into that bowl. It's nice to clean out the veins, to get things. This is like it's been on burgers for most of its life, and all its arteries are clogged. It's basically the same thing, isn't it? Arteries and veins. Well, I'm feeling really good that this is getting done now. Poor old Gary, I don't think he knew what he's actually bought. I would have asked for service history. You probably did, didn't you, Gary? And they said, oh yeah, I've lost it, it's lost, yeah, the dog ate it, you know, all that kind of stuff. Okay, right. Brew, stew. Well, it rhymes. Whilst that is out there cooling down, what I've done with this is I've knocked up on top of me box with me little, on top of me box there, with my little stick of delight, the Araldite. Oh, goodness me. And what I've done is I've literally used a zip tie. I've made a loop out of the zip tie, put the bottom end through a pencil and the top end through a pen. I could have done it the other way around, but I'm not fussy. So I've pulled that fairly tight. That is in position, and within 15 hours, that should be rock hard. I mean, 1.5 hours. So what? Another thing, guys, if you are doing servicing a bike for somebody else, please, please, please make a nice area that you can put bodywork on, especially that's not going to get scratched or broken or anything like that. Just make your workspace safe. Top tip there. Okay, so that's that. Up here for thinking, down there for dancing. I was going to put a nut and bolt through there, and I thought, what are you doing? Tie wrap, zip tie, whatever. Okay, right, let's, I've took the top off. Okay, top off. So now we're going to undo that bottom Jubilee clip, and we're going to drainage out. That needs to go into another container so I can actually show Gary the condition that was in. Now I'm now literally looking for a container to drain into her. Right, let's crack on. Batteries. Eye of a tiger. I've just nicked the Mrs. Kitchen washing up bowl. It's all in a day's work, isn't it? Right, let's get that hose there. Oh my freaking good lord. That's just as bad as the first lot, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to let that drainy rainy. I will give the bike a vertical shake next time I fill it up with the bicarb solution and it's running. I will give it a darn good shake, blah, 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 just to get everything thing. And I'm not stopping until this runs clear, or near as damn it. Damn it, Janet. Right, so the system is now drained out yet again. Now a header tank. It has a load of water in it which doesn't need to be in there. It really needs to be drained out. So I am going to use, that's the top pipe, obviously that is going to the overflow to atmosphere down the middle of the bike. At this end I've disconnected said pipe. The clip is still there, so don't worry about that. And I've put on there a bit of technology. Yes, a bit of technology. I've used my, oh shit, you little bugger, my oil pump. So you go in there for a minute, like so. Gotta be easier, isn't it? Let's flick it on. Got my little donor battery there. There we go. when technology works for you. Nice and clean. I am going to fill that up with my mixture. Sounds a bit rude, madam. With my solution, my liquid. Yeah, I'm going to pour it in there. Obviously, give it a darn good shake. And I'm actually going to put some stuff in there. I might even put a bit of Astonish in there. No, don't panic. It's a joke, okay? And don't you do it either, because it's not good. You can clean stuff on the outside of your bike, but I don't recommend you clean stuff on the inside of your bike. Okay, I really want to get this bottle as clean as I possibly can, in situ. I'm not getting involved in any more farting around taking pieces off this bike, because I've forgotten already how to put it back together. Okay, now, wasn't that fun? Ultimate Speed, it's a Lidl's purchase, I do believe. Was that Lidl's? I can't remember. There's the part number, if any of you guys are interested. Do you know, I could have actually done that and sucked out most of the fluid just with this old beastie, but no. Let's let gravity do its thing. The jobs are good. Right, seal that back up, fill that back up, fill that up. Yeah, and fluid, flush, 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 flushity flush, flush. It could be a hit song, couldn't it? Really? Right, instead of keep flushing it, why don't I just pop that in there and hit the trigger? That is serious flow going on there, and I can also direct that hose right down into the bottom to stir all that shit up. Oh my god, the colour coming out of here is not good. Blech. Oh dear, battery's dying, unless it's just ultra thick. Yeah, that is flipping Charlie chocolate brown. Now I'm hoping that that has dislodged a lot of that nastiness in there. It doesn't look too bad, does it? Right, let's siphon the Python into there. That's my second pair of hands for the moment. Oakley dokley. What an ace way. This is actually fun. Until your battery runs out. I didn't hold out a lot for that. I should get my Awooga battery, shouldn't I, really? Let's put on that on the old growler cloth. Right, I'm going to put that back on charge, that battery. It is literally a test battery. I didn't expect that to be going for 5 minutes. There, that's one way to purge a system, and that looks a lot cleaner than it was, believe you me. And pushing that straw right down and then twisting it like so, it's literally flicking around in there and flicking up all the sludge and the goo from the bottom of that tank. Right, I'm now going to fill the water system up again, the water jacket, and yeah, give that a run, and I'll let you see the final results as and when. I don't want to keep filming the same thing over and over again, because it's boring, isn't it? Right. See you in a bit. Right, it's just finished running it, and the fan has kicked in. That is beautiful. That I was hoping for that to happen, because if the fan doesn't kick in, it's not cooling the coolant. Okay, so that's good. Chuffing neck. Now I need to let that cool down again. Flush that all back out. I reconnected the header pipe, and it's been going flah 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 flah. So. What are you shouting at, Win? I can't see. I can see rain clouds. That's about it, my boy. Whoa! That is awesome. Right, up to temperature. It's been running for a good 10 minutes now. I think I'm on my last flush. I have my distilled water somewhere. There it is, ready to go in. The cooling system requires between 2.5 and 2.8 litres, I think. I'm going to put in 2.8. Now they state 50-50. So I'm going to put, I think I'm going to put 2 litres, no, 1.75 litres of coolant in, and the rest I'm going to top up with my distilled water. Never use tap water. That is the result of tap water. They got steel liners and they rust. Oh my word. Whoever had this bike before needs talking to about bike maintenance. I think that's about right, isn't it? Anyway. So, right, yeah, I'm going to give that a good half an hour now to cool down. It's time for lunch. Orange and a brew will do for you. So that's what's on next. I will endeavour to hoover out via the old pump and the recharged battery just to get all of that brown crap out of there. Now I did see something quite worrying. My first container is under there. After I'd sort of filled it a third of the way, I brought it out and I put it up there, and I brought this one out, and I've been doing the subsequent flushes with this one. So that's fine, but I thought, well, as it's getting a bit full, I don't want to, you know, hot water and all that, so let's put that out of the way and bring the old one back down there. And as I was carrying it from thither to hither, I tilted it up a bit, so the level sort of went shallow at one end, and I had all black stuff all the way along the bottom. Now I will endeavour to strain that when we finally come to wrap up this cooling system. I will drain that, because it's just water and rust. I am going to put it on my plants for the iron content, so that's all good. Thanks whoever filled it up with tap water. Yeah, I wouldn't put that down a drain, but I will put it on my plants happily. That's beautiful. It is so muggy and so hot today, it's madness. Then, after that, I'm just going to pop an egg cupful more of oil in there. The oil takes 4 litres without an oil filter change, or 4.5 litres of 10/40 semi-synthetic. People have been putting in 1050 fully. Now, that's down to you, but I think it's 1040 semi to be on the safe side. Motorbike specific, that is most important. Oh no, it's not easy. I chuck a whole 2050 car oil in my bike. Well, carry on, that's fine. Don't bother commenting, because I won't like it. Anyway, after that, I'm going to be finding a bolt to hold this on, as I noticed a little drip. As this was over here doing that, I noticed a little drip on the lip. So I will be fixing that in place there, hence why I've moved it to there. Then it will be tank off, because I don't need the tank there anymore. Hopefully that bike being running for about 20 minutes has sucked about 10 litres out of there, so that's cool. So that'll be lighter. I'm going to get the tank off. Spark plugs will be next. It needs to properly cool down before I go anywhere near those. Right. Now, I don't know if there's a toolkit on this bike. I haven't really had a decent look. And whilst we're doing the plugs, before we do the plugs, I have to remove the air cooler, the air box. And in the air box, there should be, hopefully, a air filter. Oh, mind your brew, Eadsy, mind your brew, lad. There should be an air filter that is shaped like an oval race circuit. Now the later bikes have just like a Ford Fiesta flat paper element, blah blah blah, you know. But this one is metal in construction with paper, but it's that shape, and I'm hoping that it is the right one for this bike. I've not serviced a 955i before, so I don't know really. I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, that all the parts are correct. The handbook does state blue antifreeze for this bike. That is blue antifreeze. That is 100% fantastic. Goody goody. So we're heading in the right direction. This is day 2. This is halfway through day 2. So after we've done the air cleaner, cleaned out the airbox because there's going to be leaves and things in the bottom of there, and once we've done the spark plugs, it will then be bleedeth of brakes. So that'll be cool. Now it's running like an absolute bag of shite, as you can probably hear. It's hunting, so I am going to Red-X the injectors. I have a few bottles of Red-X in the back of the barn here. Very small barn. The horses have gone, right. Okay, catch you in a bit. I need me brew. Okay, engine is now running clear. Well, the water is now running clear. So I'm going to pop that on there. And I'm going to do up this bottom screw with my magnetic screwdriver or some bits of kit. Come on. Right, that's all nice and tight down there, so that's all good. That hose. Look at the state of that water. Right, here's Mr. Blue. This is the, where are we? Smith & Allen concentrate blue antifreeze for this bike. It is concentrate, so it says 2.3 litres. So let's just pop in a litre of this blue, nice and slowly. Buzz off fly around my neck. Right, that's gone in there quite nicely. Let's put in a litre of distilled water. So this antifreeze should inhibit the rust. Now when this goes in, that'll be 2 litres in there. That will be close to good. That'll do for that. So let's pop that in there. Oh, it looks like sky blue, doesn't it? Now it is good practice to just pop a bit in and then get your bike in the vertical position. Because this has no main stand, it's obviously on the side stand. You can't, yeah, that's come up to the top and that's had up just under half a litre already. You can't put a paddock stand on because it is a single side swing arm. So you know, you could put one on the front, but then not good. I can't put my jack underneath my Stanley jack there. I can't put that underneath because I would have to literally build a wooden jig around the exhaust system in order to support that weight and keep the bike on the level. So I'm going to stop it there whilst I get the bike up right, give it a good shake. That water level will drop down. I'm going to put neat antifreeze into the header tank to the minimum, and then I will run the engine, get that all circulated, let the thing cool down properly, get it vertical, give it a good shake, because that makes a whole difference. There is air trapped in various pockets, and if the bike's leaning over, there are other pockets that the air can be in. So if you get it up right, the air can then slip out and go northwards like that, because it is what it is. It's lighter than fluid. Okay, you're talking bollocks again, easy. Right, let's crack on with this. Right, the bike is now cool and it's oiled and it's getting cleaner by the minute. It's looking quite jiffy, isn't it? The coolant's up to the max level in the overflow tank. Now it is time to attempt to remove this tank. It's not an easy thing. They do suggest to drain it down to literally zero before attempting. Now this is over half full, so good job I've had my beans this morning. Not right, first things first, disco connect the battery. Okay, well, we can do that. That's off of there. Now I'll just show you a top tip, easy top tip. Okay, once you've undone said screws like so, you pull off your terminals, obviously negative first, get that out of the way so nothing's touching nothing. So I've got the screw here. Now the bolt will just slide out of there and drop down, and you'll be in all kinds of gubbins. So here comes Mr. Magnet. Get your magnet in there. Raw. Where are we? I can't see. Can't see. Can't see. There we go. There it is there. So we're going to get my magnet in there, lift it up and pull that out so they don't disappear all over the place and you lose them. So we'll pop that back in there. Hi ho fiddly dee. And we'll pop that on our newly acquired parts tray. Right, so battery is disconnected. Now I need to disconnect the wiring harness to start with. I've undone the rear bolt already. You then pull off the two breather. Well, one's a breather and one's an overflow, guys. All right. I don't know which is what. I think the left-hand one is the overflow. I'm right in saying. Don't have to remove them. Just drop them down. They're in the right orientation to go back on. Now, with the front cowl removed, obviously, you need to take off these. I think they're 10mm. Yeah, they're 10mm. Take the bolts out there. Now, it's one of those sort of U-shaped horseshoe things that you think you would slide the tank backwards and out, but you have to actually take that off and out of there, because unfortunately if you try to lift the back up, which I did, you have all this. There's the fuel pump and filter inside the tank there, but you can't get the tank up because there's this in the rear subframe in the way. So we have to do it the right way, which is remove these bolts. Okay, and then we should be able to lift up the front and go like so and up and out that way. Now I do have a tank box up here which I will be placing the tank in. It is completely full of bubble wrap, which is nice, and whilst I'm here, that is going quite nicely, that repair on that broken plastic clip. Let's have a look around this side. That's better. There we go. That's going to stay like that till later. Right, let's stand that up on the nice cushions. It's not going to fall anywhere. The wind shouldn't blow it over and crack it. Let's get this open, ready for the tank. Whilst I'm lifting the tank out of place, there are other bits of wiring to unclip, like so. Look at that. Oh, that looks so inviting, doesn't it? I might jump in there later. Okay, so work area all clean. I'm not going to trip over anything whilst I have the tank in my arms. Now I just need to find out where the electricamic stuff is, and then I can unplug. There's one there, right there. Can you see that? So I need to get my fingies in there somehow and unpluggerize the wiring. Okay, that must be the fuel tank sender and pump feed all in one, which is nice, isn't it? Right, now I need two hands to do this. Yeah, I probably won't film it, but wish me luck anyway. Okay, there goes nothing. Right, tank is safely in bed. It's still weeping a little bit of fuel, so I might have to drain it down somehow. Rain has stopped play, which is really annoying. I've finally gotten down to the skanky, crusty innards of the bike. Okay, that is the low level fuel sense connector, and that is the fuel pump feed. So I need to now, why is that disconnected? I don't know. I don't know what that is even. Well, I haven't touched that. That's the new one on me. I will probably find out when I remove all of this gubbins. Now this to me looks like this is the long filter, not the ovalated one. Oh dear, that's a pain. Right, let me just whiz that off and let Gary know the good news. Right, these are Torx bits. That is a T27 on the floor. On the floor. See if I can go for a 4 out of 4. Yes, I can. Right, let's pop that down there out of the way. And let's prise open this air cleaner elemental. Oh my good God. Ugh. Yeah. Right, so that pushes out the back way. Oh my god, no wonder the thing's coughing and spluttering. That is bad. That hasn't been changed in a long time. Right, let me get hold of Gary, because that looks nothing like our overlated one in there. Right, okay, I'm going to leave that here for now, because he's going to need to get me some parts here. There's a bit of gravel in there. See the old gravel? I'm going to vacuum that out. And that, and there are the 3 intake tubes. Oh, let me do it this way, otherwise it's going to record upside down. There's the 3 intake tubes. Now they go onto the throttle bodies via, obviously the rubber pops on, but there's like a spring on the outside of the rubbers, so you really got to pop them off like so. I need to disconnect this little vent there, and I need to unscrew the rad gubbins off the top of there. I think it looks like just two Torx bits, one there and one there. So I'll hoof that out the way, get the airbox out the way, and that blue connector down there, that is the connector, one of 3 that goes onto the coil packs, which sit on top of the spark plugs. Okay, I'm going to leave that there, wrap this one up, and I will see you again in the next episode when we get to the plugs. We get them out and we have a look at them and throw them in the bin and put the new ones in. And I'll show you another top tip for getting them plugs back in. If you haven't got the correct spanner that grips the spark plug, you don't want to just sort of drop it down the hole, because it could dent the cathode bits bent over. Right, okay, catch you in a bit. Thank you for looking. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell if you can, because next time when I upload my next video, it will go boing on your computer when you go onto YouTube, and it will tell you E.T.'s put another load of guff on there. Take care, guys. Sweating too much and too warm, but there we are. Right, I need to go and find 4 screws that I've dropped on the floor. See you later, guys. Right, panic averted. This air filter is a K&N air filter. K&N, and it's washable and reusable. So I just need to get it in the bowl, the sink bowl that is, and give it a darn good scrub-a-dub-a-dub-dub-dub. Right, leave me to it.